Hi, welcome to another episode of Hot Takes. Now, we know the Greens are an incompetent bunch of backward idiots and loons, but when they upload to a public website a whole load of stuff that should be kept top secret within the party, you have to wonder if this is the party that could ever be trusted to run Britain. My God, what else would they upload? Britain's secrets, its documents, the intelligence agency stuff? Who knows? But mucking around and raking through all the crap that has been released, they've revealed a sort of very weird set of, I suppose, instructions or guidance for trying to identify what they call queer phobia. I know, phobia. Who knows? The guidance kind of kicks off and it explains, like, basically what queer phobia is, and they're saying it's an umbrella term to refer to all bigotry and prejudice, as they put it, by the LGBTIQA plus community. Now, really, the LGB part of that should be taken out because it doesn't really count, and the LGBs don't want to be identifying with the TIQA plus. I don't know what the I stands for. Perhaps somebody can... Oh, intersex, maybe. But we do know what the plus stands for. Paedophiles. But there we go. And it says that claiming, implying, or insinuating that gender is created by genitals, reproductive systems, hormones, or chromosomes is a hate crime. God help us. Advocating for regulations against intersex female athletes with high levels of natural testosterone, which require them to undergo medically unnecessary feminizing in order to compete as women. So, in other words, if you get a, quote, woman who has intersex problems but is predominantly male, has male genitals and very, very high, like that boxer that keeps failing the sex test. Oh, that's a hate crime. That's a phobia, isn't it? So it's quite acceptable for them to have men battering the shit out of women in a boxing ring, for example. Claiming or implying or insinuating that trans people will regret accessing gender-affirming healthcare when the evidence demonstrates that gender-affirming care is some of the lowest regret rates within healthcare. Not true. Actually, post-operative, male to female, massive regret rates. Buyer's remorse on a massive scale, that one. Claiming, implying, or insinuating that asexual and or aromantic person, not a romantic person, but aromantic, someone who doesn't get romantic, has just not met the right person. Oh, yeah. But then if you're a green, that's going to be most of you because you're all obnoxious shits and nobody wants to be with you anyway. I mean, these are just a few of them. There's a whole load of them in there. But they're just trying to say that, oh, but if you don't like this and, oh, if you don't like that, oh, you're a phobe, you're a bigot. Well, I don't like the idea of men going into women's changing rooms or going in where girls are having undressing and things. No, don't like that. That doesn't make me a bigot. It makes me a human being, not a sexual predator. You see, and anyone who's male who wants to go in there is a sexual predator. There's no getting around it. Why do these males so desperately fight for the right to go in and expose themselves to women and to watch women undress? It's because they're all, the three P's, isn't it? Pred, perv, and peds. Oh, dearie me. Nothing wrong if you want to be transsexual, whatever. Wear a dress, don't care. But, you're a man, if you're a man, and you go into the men's toilet. There we go. How do you know this? Because that's the law. That's the law. That's the law that the Supreme Court explained and simplified a couple of months ago by explaining it, that sex is not, oh, it's how I feel. Sex is what you are. And what you are is your sex. End of story. But there's the Greens trying to overwrite the law, break the law, claim that the law isn't the law. Well, I'd like them to see them try, and I'd like to see them sued. Heyo, let's see what happens. Weird bunch, though, aren't they? Thanks a lot. Bye.